Welcome back to another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Josiah Shinneman. We have more action on the hardwood this week with some interesting matchups. One of those includes boys hoops, with Neuqua Valley trying to maintain its top spot in the DVC against Naperville Central, who is looking for a second straight win and its first conference victory of the year. The Neuqua Valley Wildcats are looking to stay atop the DVC standings as they welcome in the Naperville Central Redhawks. Neuqua enters at 17-7 and 4-2 in the conference. The Redhawks are searching for their first conference win of the season. A minute in, Colin Garrity gets the steal and heads the other way. Eventually, he gets the ball back from Brian Thomas and nails the triple for Neuqua's first basket of the game. Wildcats are back on the attack, and Thomas creates another scoring chance, getting the ball out to Luke Kincaid, who connects for three. 12-9 Neuqua with a minute left in the first. Early in the second, the Red Hawk offense gets to work with good ball movement. The ball finds the hands of Grady Cooper-Kawa, and he delivers on the three. The game is all tied up. Central back on offense, where Jackson First takes it to the lane and gets the and one. Neuqua still leads 19-16. Redhawks trying to get the ball up court, but Brian Thomas makes an acrobatic defensive play. Kincaid takes it to the rim, where he gets fouled and would make both shots at the line. Neuqua sophomore Vova Polishchuk got called up to varsity last week, and he makes a deep three to give the Cats a 24-16 lead. Central goes down the court and responds with a Cooper-Kawa three-pointer. Wildcats head into halftime with a 26-21 lead. In the second half, Neuqua starts to make some big shots. Kincaid connects for 3 points as he led all scorers on the night with 19. Wildcats working the ball around, and Garrity gets the three ball to go. The Cats go up by 9 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Into the fourth quarter, Neuqua is up by 10, and they add on to that thanks to a three-pointer from Polishchuk. The Wildcats' second half three-point shooting helps propel them to a 56-39 victory and remain atop of the DVC standings.
It's senior night at Bennett Academy as the Red Wings honor 6 seniors who paid their contributions in the last 4 seasons. Now they want to celebrate the night as they take on Fenwick. The Friars come in winning their last 7 out of 9 contests. So the Wings get the party started with veteran Lene Beaumont, who actually serves the senior teammate Kelly Getz, and gets the 3-point basket to go. Beaumont has the ball again, and this time passes to Sam Trimberger, who goes off the glass. 9-5 Bennett. A few possessions later, the future Indiana Hoosier is looking to score, so she gets the Trimberger miss and puts it back in with the foul. Time is on her side in the first, so she shoots a long three, and it's good to beat the buzzer. A strong first quarter has Bennett up 17-5. Friars start the second quarter with the positive. Bella Daly's shot is off but finds her own board and puts it back in. Now a Solarski twin gets involved in the fun. That contestant is Amelia, who's all by herself and hits the trifecta. Red Wings keep attacking the paint as Trimberger gets another bucket with the foul. BA continues to increase their lead, this time to 29-7. Bennett hit a buzzer after the first. Can Fenwick do the same? Yes, they can. Mia Hernandez sinks it from midcourt, and the Friars trail 29-10 at the half. The momentum stays with the visitors in the second half. Grace Kapsch gets the steal and score to cap off a 10-2 run to trail 31-20. However, if you keep leaving Trimberger alone, a comeback is out of sight as nobody can stop the senior. Then the Senior Night Festival is capped off with Allison Tracy hitting a triple of her own. Red Wings cruise to a 55-31 win over Fenwick.
We got a DVC clash at Waubonsie Valley High School as the Warriors host the Mattia Valley Mustangs in the latest Eola rivalry showdown. The Mustangs defeated the Warriors last month in overtime and are on a 4-game winning streak, while the Warriors have won 2 in a row. The Warriors have possession first as Jackson Langendorf finds Tyreek Coleman, who buries the triple. They strike first with a 3-0 lead. Waubonsie is off to a nice start. Langendorf takes on Nick Schroeder and fights to the rim for the layup, which extends the lead to 6. The Warriors look to continue their momentum. Shoei Rathi spins on Jackson Corbett and gets the tough layup to go plus the foul. Rathi is fired up as his team goes on an 11-0 run and leads 15-4 after 1. Quentin Schaefer dishes it to an open Schroeder who pulls up and buries the 3. The Mustangs trail by 13. Late in the second quarter, the Warriors are trying to inbound the ball. Coleman finds Eric Stilianov, who turns and gives it back to Coleman. He drives to the basket, then goes up and under for the layup and the foul. They close out the quarter with a 26-11 lead at halftime. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Langendorf inbounds it to Coleman. He passes the ball to Trey Blissett, who looks for Stilianov, and he knocks down the tray to put them up by 21. Ja'Kai Gray trying to make something happen for the Mustangs. He finds Will Ashford open, and he steps in to hit the jumper. Matias still trails 36-17. Gray misses the three-point attempt, and Blissett gets the rebound. He gives it up to Coleman as he weaves through the Mustang defense, puts some nice English on this shot, and converts on the reverse layup. The Warriors close out the third quarter with a commanding 40-17 lead. Matias trying to cut into the deficit. Great dishes to James Parker. He finds Schroeder wide open and he hits the trifecta. They're still down 19. In the end, it's all Warriors. Langendorf goes down the court and has to fight off the double team to pass to Stilianov. He drives and dishes it back to Langendorf, who puts in the bucket. Waubonsie puts on a strong performance at home, avenging its loss to Matias and cruising to a 64-41 victory for its third win in a row. It is Teacher Appreciation Night at Naperville Central, and it's a DVC battle between the Redhawks and the Neuqua Valley Wildcats, who are undefeated in the conference. The Redhawks start the game up 2-0. Natalie Jordan passes to Erin Hackett, who swings it over to Trinity Jones as she knocks down the three-pointer. They lead 5-0 at the start of the first quarter. The Wildcats look to respond. Caitlin Washington kicks it to Zoe Navarro, and she buries the triple. Neuqua is making up ground as Kylie Norkus finds Washington in the corner, and she sinks another tray to put them ahead 6-5. Later in the first, Washington is on the drive and she drops it off to Tia Polakidis. She converts on the left-handed layup. Trinity Jones looks to pass it, but the ball is deflected and Navarro gets the steal. She dribbles up the court and bounces it to Kylie Norkus, who fights through the defense to score the bucket. Central's looking to fight back with some ball movement. It's Erin Hackett catching the pass, and she splashes the corner three. We're tied at 14 at the end of one. Going into the second quarter, Neuqua Valley wants to break the tie, and it does so as Caitlin Washington fires a cross-court pass to Nalia Clifford, who knocks it down from behind the arc. Later on, Michaela Stone has it in the post. She has it knocked away, but she gets it back and finds Tia Polakidis. She gets the friendly bounce on the teardrop. More from Polakidis, but this time she passes out of the zone defense to a wide-open Kylie Norkus, and that's nothing but net from three. The Wildcats lead 19-16. To cap off the second, Polakidis finds Norkus again in its same spot, same result. Neuqua holds on to a 30-27 lead at halftime. Jumping into the third quarter, we see some good ball movement again by Central, and Erin Hackett ties the game with this triple. The Redhawks are on the attack again as Callie Tumulty misses the layup, but Trinity Jones makes up for it with a strong rebound and putback. They're on top by one. Into the fourth quarter, Caitlin Washington drives and dishes to Nalia Clifford, who banks in the short jumper on the block. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, the night belongs to the Redhawks, who got key baskets from Erin Hackett and Trinity Jones, including this putback by Jones. The freshman goes over 500 points on the season as Naperville Central ends Neuqua's perfect DVC record. The Eola rivalry hits the court on a Thursday night DVC matchup at Metea Valley High School as the Mustangs host the Waubonsie Valley Warriors. The Mustangs will look to avenge their loss to the Warriors last month and snap a 2-game losing streak. Waubonsie has a 2-game winning streak. Taylor Curry dribbles it down court, stops, and looks for Hannah Laub, who pulls up from deep and buries it. Warriors strike first, up 3-0. Then it's Laub again with the rock, only this time she finds Curry wide open and she knocks down the tray to go up by 6. Reese Valha looks to create some offense for the Mustangs. She finds Jamie Nosek, who spins and converts on the layup against 2 defenders. However, they trail 24-6 after 1. The Mustangs look to start a rally as Valha dishes it to Caitlin Klisch, and she tries a 3. She misses, but Nosek gets the rebound and goes back up for 2. They still trail by 20 with under 5 to go in the second quarter. The Warriors respond with some nice passing. Lily Newton passes to Curry, and she finds Daniela Porocoso open. She buries the triple, and they lead 34-11. Under 10 seconds to go in the second quarter, and Kalia Reed weaves through the Mustangs defense to sink this floater against her former team. Dub V leads 44-17 at halftime. The Mustangs try to fight back. Raina Pentola looks for an open teammate, but can't find anyone initially. She then finds Reese Valha open, and she drills this three-pointer as her team looks to build some momentum. Valha is in the corner, and she eventually dishes it to Shrihi Dugi Rala open on the block. She scores off the glass as the Mustangs trail 44-25. Kalia Reed comes off the screen and dishes it to Laub, who buries the 3 as time expires at the end of the third quarter. Warriors lead 58-35 going into the fourth. Dugi Rala turns the ball over and Reed gets the steal. She then goes coast to coast and gets the nice bounce on this floater. Waubonsie leads by 28. Warriors continue to dominate this game. Ashlyn Jenkins looks for the 3 and misses, but Eliana Morris chases down the offensive rebound. She passes to Aaliyah Aranda, who knocks down the tray. They cruise to a 73-40 win over the Mustangs, extending their winning streak to 3 in a row.
Hey, do you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
Rewarding? With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're gonna reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
What's the matter, boy? What are you trying to tell me? Is something wrong?
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something.
Naperville Animal Crime Stoppers.
Yes, I'd like to report a case of animal cruelty and neglect.
Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves.
We continue our postseason coverage with the girls' gymnastics DVC meet at Naperville North.
The girls' gymnastics DVC plaque is up for grabs at Naperville North. The host Huskies, along with the rest of our area teams, are looking for top performances with regionals just around the corner. Everyone's challenge is 3-time defending conference champs DeKalb, as they are in search for a 4th DVC title. We start on the vault with Valley Co-op's Maha Som, who comes running and puts on a twist to land herself a nice 8.75. Now Sam Connolly for Naperville North tries to do the same by doing a spring with one hand. Oh, so close to that score, but still gets an 8.7. The top vaulter is DeKalb's Eden Russell, who pulls a front tuck into a back pike. The score of 9.47 is the best on any event on the night. From running to swinging, and here's Stephanie Speck swinging around for a while and glides her way down to the mat. That's good for an 8.3. Although the Barbs can swing a little better, starting with Annabelle Simpson. Her attempt is similar to Speck's, but the extra effort lands her an 8.4. filled with the bars and the barbs, and it's Leah Benson going above and beyond. She goes into back tuck mode, and that gives her a solid 9.2. Let's test out our balance on the beam, starting with the Valley's Lauren Cordero. On her go-around, she ends it with a twist, which is perfect for an 8.4 score. Her partner in crime, Lucia Caruso, is trying to match that but nearly loses her balance, but the 1 foot still helps to an 8.3. Huskies get some help from Aaron Arnold, who gets the same score as Caruso, but makes it look too easy on her part. Yes, we're still on the beam because Centro's Gabi Tapia performs her way to the Redhawks' best score in the event, and the finish brings excitement to her coaches. Tapia grabs a 7.4. Sticking with the Hawks, this time on the floor exercise. Harley Sandbrooks comes running into your living room with a double back handspring, and it's perfect for an 8.05. Then Lauren Cordero gets aggressive with her moves, and that pays off for her in a big way because she hits the 9 button with that performance. Annabelle Simpson also hits the 9 range on the floor by adding in a twist to her handsprings. This night is all finished with the top all-around in DeKalb's Eden Russell. She performs a 36.7 all-around, and that helps the Barbs capture their 4th straight DVC plaque.
On this play of the week, Tyreek Coleman shows some nice touch around the rim. He takes the ball past half court, crosses over, then gets all the way to the cup to put some English on this bucket. A smooth finish by Coleman, getting it to go off the glass.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
Oh yeah, I'll take one of your specials, my man.
There you go, princess.
We were there when you explored questionable street meat.
Maybe read the reviews next time?
We were there for that. And we're here for everything else. Here it's personal, because we get to know you.
Naperville North girls basketball forward Peyton Fenner has been a key contributor in the Huskies continuing to be a contender in the DuPage Valley Conference. However, she's not only gifted as an athlete, but also as a writer and singer. I've got more on the multi-talented senior in this feature story, sponsored by Edward Elmhurst Health. An injury for an athlete is often a motivator to work harder to get back on the court. For Naperville North girls basketball forward Peyton Fenner, it literally changed her life. A standout player in the Huskies' success both in the DVC and Class 4A, Fenner tore her labrum in 2020 that benched her for 10 months, giving her time to spend on other things like singing and writing.
But nothing's gonna happen, not for me.
I would spend like 2 to 3 hours singing. I was not reading as much as I would have liked, but I was starting to kind of like write songs, and I realized like in that time that maybe some of the reasons I wanted to play college basketball had less to do with like how much I loved it and more to do with like I liked the idea of playing college basketball.
This led the veteran leader to break from the pack and not pursue basketball in college, even though it's been a huge part of her life.
I started basketball when I was like 8. And everything else just stopped. Like it was like, this is my favorite. I don't want to do anything else. And that was kind of how I started playing. Funny enough, it was actually Greta Kampstrader. My older sibling and Greta were on a YMCA team together, and that was like my first exposure to basketball.
Fenner became interested in writing and singing right around the same time she got into hoops. She performed in musicals in elementary school and eventually took part in voice lessons and music programs. Her writing skills came from reading, which she didn't enjoy initially.
I actually hated reading until I was in like 4th grade and would like pretend to read and like lie about the number of pages that I read for like the logs they made us do. And then I started to really like reading and I started to really like writing. After COVID, I was like, I want to take a class that actually involves like creative writing. So I took creative writing last semester. And then I also started writing songs over COVID. And I've been doing that ever since.
Fenner practices her singing almost every day, and she usually works on Broadway and opera music. Believe it or not, she's not in the school choir. Basketball and academics take up her schedule, therefore she doesn't have time for any other extracurricular activities. So trying to balance sports, schoolwork, and singing has its challenges.
It can be difficult. I would say that it's more like finding the energy, because I feel like the time is always there. Like it's like there's always like an odd hour like here or there, but it's like whether or not I can like get myself to do it. But a lot of times with singing in basketball, it's like I sing in the car and like that's like, oh, everybody's singing, but I like actually like try to practice like while I'm driving.
The work Peyton puts into her passions on the court and off leaves a strong impression on her teammates and coaches, like Husky assistant Molly Murray.
She strives for perfection in everything that she does, so I'm not surprised at all with her success and her interests. As they're unique and they're varied. At times, much more mature than maybe some of her peers. She's independent, and I really like the way she thinks.
The freedom of the decision to not play basketball in college gives Peyton a new look at the game.
It's kind of like less like, oh, I'm not playing in college, so this is like a last hurrah, and more like I realized my relationship with basketball just kind of changed. So being able to kind of show up and be like in the moment, because I'm not thinking about like the future so much with basketball anymore, has definitely allowed me to not worry so much about the mistakes I make.
The senior is still figuring out where she wants to attend college to pursue writing and singing. In the meantime, she still has a few goals in mind before her final season on the court comes to a close.
It's honestly about trying to come into playoffs and give it all I've got. That's all I really want. Give it all I've got, be able to get everybody on the floor to do the same, so that no matter where we end up, obviously the goal is the big gold trophy. To be able to walk away and feel like, you know, I put in my all.
For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schuneman. After the break, we'll cap off the show with boys swimming here on NSW. Do you want all the most exciting highlights from your student-athlete's high school career? Relive all your favorite stories and moments from the past few seasons of Naperville Sports Weekly by purchasing digital downloads. Go to nctv17.org/shop to order today.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
Rewarding. With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We jump into the water to check out boys swimming with a crosstown clash between Naperville North and Naperville Central to wrap up the DVC regular season.
The Crosstown Classic takes us to the deep end as Naperville North hosts Naperville Central on senior night. We start off with the 200-yard medley relay. Huskies' Jonathan Wang in lane 3 gets out in front of Red Hawks' Patrick Stern in lane 4. Wayne, along with Ethan Herscher, Adrian Lamb, and Alvin Ng, get the win, clocking in at 1:37.32. Next up is the 200-yard freestyle with Red Hawks' Quentin Sanders in lane 4 between Huskies' Jack Reef and Sam Aldridge. Sanders wins the heat convincingly with a time of 1:50.10. We move on to the 50-yard freestyle featuring North's Jonathan Wang in lane 3 and Central's Max Goetsch in lane 4. Lang goes on to win the heat with an impressive time of 21:77. The action continues with the 100-yard butterfly. Central's Sam Blenzian is swimming in lane 4 and North's Alvin Ng in lane 7. They'd come in both first and second place as Lenzian edges out Ng with a final time of 53.73. The competition heats up with the 100-yard freestyle. Max Goetsch takes lane 4 and Ethan Herscher is in lane 3. Goetz finishes strong to get the victory, clocking in at 48.92. Next up, we have the 100-yard IM with Husky co-captain and senior Lamb as he takes the cake, beating out Central's Robert Hargrove with a time of 56.83. We now go back to the relays, this time with a 200-yard freestyle. Central's Goetz, Aaron Hunter, Sanders, and Lakin win the heat, finishing in a minute 31.63. Moving on to the 100-yard backstroke, swimming in lane 3 is Wang, next to Stern in lane 4. Wang goes on to win comfortably down the stretch, clocking in at 52.63. The last individual event is the 100-yard breaststroke. This race was all Lamb and Lincoln in lanes 3 and 4. It comes down to the wire as Lincoln gets the time of 59.31. Last but not least is the 400-yard freestyle relay. The Huskies relay consists of Wang, Herscher, Mason Hoffman, and Ing, while Sanders, Stern, Goetz, and Lakin team up for Central. The race comes down to the last stroke as Central upsets North, winning by only a second. Naperville Central defeats Naperville North on senior night by a score of 113-89.
For the play of the week, it's superstar Lene Beaumont impressing on senior night. With time winding down in the first, she pulls up from way outside and gets the lucky bounce to beat the buzzer. What a miraculous shot as the ball bounced high into the air until eventually finding its way through the net. She can't help but smile after that one. That's it for the show. Join us next week where Winter Prep Sports kicks into high gear with boys swimming and diving holding its conference championships, along with girls gymnastics, girls bowling, and wrestling heading to the regional round. Don't forget, we're always online. Check us out on our website for extended highlights and stories at nctv17.org. You can also find us on social media at nctv17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schuneman. See you next week.